So guys, in this session I am going to tell you that what are the common mistakes that you must try to avoid. You must have heard this phrase that learn from the mistakes and do ahead. But I believe that you must learn from the mistakes of others and try to avoid it beforehand so that you don't have to experience the repercussion of those mistakes that others have previously done. Okay, so being a NEET aspirant, you must try to avoid following mistakes in order to excel in the NEET examination. So the first mistake I have seen NEET students or NEET aspirants are doing, that they avoid NCRT. Okay, they think this book is not necessary for NEET preparation. So there is nothing like that. This is the most important book, I tell you, for the NEET preparation. Okay, but like for physics, okay, for physics what you can do, so for physics you don't have to read NCRT word by word, and it doesn't mean that you have to avoid or you must avoid this completely. Okay, you need to do the NCRT very smartly. How you can do the NCRT very smartly? So for that you can go by reading the summary of the chapter first, and you can check that whether you have completed all those points mentioned in the summary. Okay, so that way you can fastly quickly do the NCRT for physics. I am not an expert of biology and chemistry, but I have asked the fellow educators about it. So they say, and their recommendation is that you definitely have to read the NCRT for biology and chemistry. Okay, now the second mistake I have seen students are doing, so they are particularly in physics, that normally in my sessions also students come up and say, sir, I want to learn this concept very deeply, I want to dive into it. Okay, so don't do that. I advise you against it. Okay, sir, why you are advising us against it? So the second mistake is that referring too much box. Okay, too much reference box. Okay, so reference books, if you are using, okay, too much, right, too much. So what I mean here, that see, for understanding a particular concept you need not to go for multiple sources. Why it is necessary? Sir, I have understood the Newton's law of motion, now I want to see your lecture, I want to see how you are teaching the Newton's law of motion. I am going to see how on other platforms some particular teacher, say teacher X, that famous teacher Y, I am going to see how he is teaching. So we end up being not, we, are not behaving as a student. Sometimes we are going to see, judge the teachers. Similarly for the reference book, so let me see how this topic is explained in this book, in that book, let me solve some question of this book, let me solve some question of that book. Okay, so sir, is it a bad thing? See, when you are reading, what I believe, when you are reading the same thing, okay, which you already have understood from one source, then you are simply wasting your time. You are doing nothing but wasting your time reading the same thing from different sources. Okay, also it might create confusion in your mind. Okay, so different books can explain one particular concept differently. Okay, now you are trying to understand a similar concept, multiple sources with different approach. Maybe many students I have seen, they have habit of learning the same thing from different teachers. So you end up getting yourself confused. Okay, because whatever you are reading, whatever you are studying, okay, there is one way of representing it. When someone is writing a book, basically any book is the representation of the ideas of that author. So when you are reading a book, you are taking up that idea. Okay, in a way you are learning it. Okay, so when you are learning the same thing in different ways, basically you are going to confuse, and this is, I want you to avoid, I suggest you to avoid referring too much of reference book is never a good idea, right? Okay, so what else? Now, many students learn randomly. They start learning, they just learn randomly. They don't make timetables. So, what is the mistake that I want you to avoid? So, always have a timetable. Okay, always have a timetable. Don't study without a timetable. So whenever you are having, see, having a timetable, how it is beneficial to us. So having a timetable, so you have a little bit of pressure in your mind, or some pressure, someone has said pressure is not good for our mind. Sometimes for competitive examination pressure is good only, a little amount of pressure is good only. Without pressure nothing happens. Okay, if you are not pressurized, oh, if need happens तो ठीक है, if not happen then also ठीक है, nothing is going to happen then. Okay, unless you are a serious aspirant, okay, only those aspirants who are not serious enough, they don't feel any pressure. Otherwise every serious aspirant feels some pressure, there's nothing wrong in it. Okay, so when you have a timetable, when that timetable is in front of you, you always see, okay, at this time I had to study, but what I am doing, I am doing Facebook, okay, I am doing Twitter, I am doing Instagram. Okay, so afterwards there is a inner voice that come, okay, I am wasting my time. Okay, see, if you don't sacrifice today, your dreams will be sacrificed in the future. Simple funda, simple mathematics, simple physics in it. Okay, so always have a timetable, see it, okay, and try to follow it as much as you can. Okay, okay. Now, one more mistake I have seen students doing frequently, that they are not giving time to self study. Okay, sir, when we are going to do the self study, sir, we are reading in our coaching for, let's say, some 6 hours a day. Afterwards we go to do some group study with friends, we solve the questions multiple. See, what my suggestion is, see, all this thing is good, this is also compulsory, you have to do it, but the problem is that you have to do the self study also. See, with your concept, with your learning, you have to sit by yourself at least for an hour or 2 hour a day. Without it, see, you are not going to have those concepts frozen in your mind. Some lone time is also important, my dear. Okay, when you are reading from some teacher, that is good. You are sitting in your coaching class, that is good. You are coming to our channel watching us, that is super good. Okay, but you have to give yourself some lone time, in that you are learning yourself, so at that point of time you can grab more. Okay, now one more mistake students do, they try to follow others. Okay, following others, right? trying trying to follow others. Okay, see, this I have given as red. Okay, so red is meaning that it is most dangerous. So when guys you are trying to follow, see, when you are trying to follow the others, what happens? Okay, so we must have seen this movie, na, Tare Zameen Pe, wonderful, beautiful movie. Okay, so in that also they said every student, every child, every person is unique. Okay, now when you are trying to follow others, when you are trying to follow others blindly, okay, what happens? Whatever might have worked from them may not work for you. So you have to so see, you may take suggestion from anywhere. You can take suggestion from me, you can take suggestion from the other toppers, other teachers, but at the end of the day, if you are following whatever is said by any person, without seeing yourself, without analyzing your need, without analyzing yourself, what is your way of sleeping, what is your way of studying, what is your time of waking up in the morning, at what time you are feeling most energetic, okay, or what are your eating habits, how much time you are doing to the exercise, and all these things. So if you are not doing that, basically nothing is going to work for you. So basically you have to give yourself time, and whatever you are doing, it must follow your understanding, your need. Okay, so these are the few advices I wanted to give you in this particular session. There are many more, but I don't want this video to go very far. Okay, so I'll come up with the next video. I will discuss some more of these things, okay, that is going to help you in your studies. So guys, my name is Dr. Shankar Tripathi. I am your physics educator. I am MTech and PhD from Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, and I am teaching physics at NEET Success Simplified channel. So guys, do subscribe, do come to our sessions, and will help you attain your dreams destination, that is NEET 2024. So with this, thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you in the other session.